Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today, we're going to review the Chameri GS02. Let's start with the wrist check. Today is daylight savings, so I grabbed a watch that I could easily change because this Citizen Blue Angels watch has the daylight savings flag. And Greg was wearing my Liege 89111, which I did not change. Grogu said Han Solo was upset because he had to change all the clocks on the Millennium Falcon due to daylight savings. He said he wishes they would leave it on permanent daylight savings. Grogu said, why not leave it on standard time and everyone just gets up and eats an hour earlier? Han said, eat an hour earlier. You're always thinking with your stomach. All right, let's take a look at the watch. Comes in this fairly nice box. And don't forget the unsigned warranty card. And here it is on this nice pillow. And we have a Chameri. This is the first Chameri on my channel. I have no clue if I am pronouncing it correctly or not, but with my track record, the odds are pretty good that I am not. I don't do a lot of dress watches on my channel as I seldom dress, and when I do, I'd rather wear a big dive watch anyway. But this one caught my eye. It seemed to be pretty good for the money, so here it is in all its glory. Unless you dress all the time, your dress watches should be quartz, as you want them to be grab and go and you want them to be thin. Since this one has a VH31 movement, you don't even have to worry about changing the day of the month after short months because there is no date. You can probably get away with setting it twice a year as daylight savings comes and goes. I bought the yellow dial, which is also a smooth dial. There are also two white dials with a subtle texture, one which they call band and the other they call birch. There's also a light blue color which has a much more pronounced pattern that reminds me of a turtle shell. The black leather strap is the only option, but it has quick release for easy strap changes. The watch is 36.9 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, but the bezel is smaller than the case. And the case is 39.9 millimeters. Has a 46 millimeter lug to lug, and it's only 10 millimeters thick. Has a 20 millimeter lug width with a 18 millimeter buckle and weighs 58 grams on the supplied leather strap, so it's fairly light. The bezel is a smooth polished stainless steel, and then we have a yellow dial. It's barely yellow, and there's no sunburst effect. Then we have the Chameri name up top, then it says quartz on the bottom, no mention of water resistance, and you get 50. Then we have the indices. The indices are not loomed. They are applied. We have a double baton at the 12, single batons everywhere else. Then we have Dauphine hands, which aren't loomed either. There is no loom on this watch. And then we have a thin second hand, and it's blue, and the blue is a nice touch. And there is no date on this watch, and there is no ghost date because the VH31 movement does not have a date. Then we have an unsigned screw-down crown. I had a little difficulty with this crown. It took a lot of strength to get it unwound. And every time I unscrew it, there's a lot of thread resistance and it doesn't feel good. And then when I go to screw it back down, it just feels like there's a lot of resistance too. It's just not good. I don't know if I got a bad one or if it's just the design of the watch, but I've seen much better thread action. Of course, this is a VH31, so you don't have to worry about that annoying minute hand jump, but we'll just verify that. Let's change it. Yeah, there's no minute hand jump. The crown action is fine once you unscrew it. It's just screwing it in and out is a difficulty. Then we have the crystal. The crystal is sapphire. It's flat and it has AR coating on the inside. And they did a good job with that because look at that. There's hardly any reflection at all. So that's some pretty good quality anti-reflection there. I like that a lot. I thought at first that they were fibbing and that was glass, but I got out my tester and tested it and it is sapphire. So really good AR coating. Then we have the case. I like the case. It's nice and thin, has a good design, polished on the sides. Actually, it's polished everywhere. And then we have the case back. Let's get this strap. Case back is a screw down. Says Chameri. And once again, you only get 50 meters of water resistance. Underneath the case back is the VH31 movement. This is a Seiko design, and it ticks 4 times a second. So you get a smooth sweeping second hand, and you don't have to worry about the second hand missing the marks, because even if it did, you'd never notice. And supposedly the battery life is 2 years, so you're going to change the batteries a little bit more often than you would a single ticking quartz watch. But since it has a screw down case back, changing the batteries is going to be really easy. Just buy them from Amazon. And of course, since this is a quartz watch, we will not be taking a trip to the time grapher. Then we have the strap. Strap says genuine leather, and it does have quick release, which is nice. Not the nicest strap. It's good for the money. I've seen better though. It is fairly thin, so it doesn't really need a break-in period. And then you have the keepers, one fixed, one floating. And then you have a buckle that has no signage or anything like that. If I was you, I would get a deployment clasp. You'll need an 18 millimeter, and that will save the life of your strap. Of course, it's no big deal if this strap wears out. Just put another strap on. 20 millimeter lug width. You probably have a ton of straps. I mean, the strap is fine. It's just nothing special about it. Here is the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice. Once again, that AR coating is wonderful. You only get reflection when I'm directly pointing it at my overhead light, but no reflection at all when it's not pointed directly. So really good AR coating. Only have 2 notches left on the strap though. So if your wrist is bigger than 8, you're going to need a different strap. Or you would have to poke a hole in the very end. Of course, once again, quick release, 20 millimeter. You probably have plenty of straps anyway. If you don't want to play dress up, here's the watch on a vintage leather strap. And I think that looks pretty good too. We won't be taking a trip into the loom room because this watch has no loom. What do I like about this watch? Well, I really like the case and the dial. I think they did a good job with it. It's a really nice looking watch. I really love the anti-reflective coating on the sapphire crystal. It's first rate. And I like the fact that it comes on a quick release strap, so you can change the strap easy enough. What are my gripes and groans? The strap is a little short for a bigger wrist. And I've had quite a bit of difficulty with the crown, unscrewing it and screwing it back down. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, it's a reasonably priced, nice looking dress watch with a VH31 movement and quick release strap. What's not to like? Well, thank you for watching my review of the Chameri GS02, and I will be back with another review. I have a lot of watches in my backlog now that Chinese New Year is over, and they sent me a whole bunch at once. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link and I'll get a small commission. And be sure to check out my Members Choice and see if you want to be involved in the Members Choice watch. Bye.